Hello folks, I'm Bobby and welcome to the Book of Bill update. So this is the Book of Bill and it has been out for 4 days now and a lot of things have been discovered. But if I were to cover all of them, we would be here a while. So the main things I'm going to cover are, number 1, Gus has unfortunately, as of the 24th of this month, gone missing. For those who don't know who Gus is, Gus was the person tweeting from the Oregon Park Depot Twitter account, and who, on the 20th of July this year, found a copy of the Book of Bill that was left at the park, and he tweeted this. Found in Benson State Recreation Area, or anyone know who this belongs to? Hashtag Oregon Park, hashtag lost and found, and the video says, litter is one of the worst things to see in our national parks, but I found something strange. Does anyone know someone named Bill? Comment if this book is yours. Over the series of following tweets, Gus goes on to tweet about how he's going to read the book whilst on the night shift. Here is the tweet. It says, "What in the world are these? This is a head scratcher. Taking this book back to the station with me. Working the night shift. Should be plenty of time to sort this out. Hashtag long night with a new book." As you can see, the book is falling with teeth out of it. Over the next 2 tweets, Gus goes on to describe how there's something wrong with this book and it hasn't been acting the way books should. But it's the tweet after this where it starts to get interesting. Gus goes on to describe how the book won't allow him to take photos of it, how it knows his name, and how it has caused him to have headaches and nightmares so bad it caused him to sweat through his sheets. After all of this, Gus decides that he's going to lock it in the storage locker in the basement. But, unfortunately, Gus can't stop thinking about the book, as is the nature of the Book of Bill. After this, Gus makes the grave mistake of bringing it out of the storage locker, where he then goes on to show everyone how it infects other books and spreads its macabre weirdness to everything. After this, Gus decides that he's had enough of this and tries to get rid of the book by burying it. Here's the tweet. It says, "Enough is enough. I became a ranger to study the natural, not the unnatural sense. But, unfortunately, as is the nature of the book, once you have it, you can't get rid of it. As I myself would know, I've tried burning, drowning, and throwing this thing in cement. Every time I do, I wake up and it's under my pillow." Unfortunately, as is the nature of the book, it comes back to him on July 23, where the book came back to him and he posted this. After this, Gus starts to say that no one believes him and that he needs to destroy the book. Somehow, Gus finally comes to burn the book, and after apologising to Smokey the Bear, Gus goes on to light the book on fire. Thinking that it's over, Gus cleans up a few scraps of burnt paper and then decides to tuck in for the night with the scraps reading, "You shouldn't have done that." After that, Gus tweeted at one final time, and this is all it was. This image, which when brightened, revealed an image of Bill Cipher, and then a day later, on the 24th of July 2024, it was announced that unfortunately, Ranger Gus Burnside has gone missing. And now the second thing that I wanted to discuss. This website, which has been found on this page in the Book of Bill. So when you go to this page originally, it will ask you for a password. Now, the way that this password was found was brilliant. To find it, you first had to look at this image from different angles, and when you did, it would read, "Need a password? I'll talk. It's the name of the eyeball doctor." Now, I bet you're wondering, what eyeball doctor? Well, the brilliant part about how this was hidden is that the eyeball doctor's name was hidden inside the Great Gatsby portion of the book. The portion I'm assuming a lot of people skipped over thinking, it's just the Great Gatsby, just skip that, it's perfectly fine. And the eyeball doctor's name is TJ Blurk. And you take that, and now, you take that password, enter it into the site, and you get this. This timer, which runs up at 8 PM British Standard Time on the 30th of July 2024. Also, the cipher at the top reads "The Lost Files." So, welcome to the Lost Files website. And the final thing I want to discuss is the ciphers in this book. A lot of them have been solved, but a lot of them aren't, really lore relevant. I think they're just meant to be humorous, but there are 2, maybe 3 at most, that are lore relevant. The first one of these is on page 1, and it reads, "Even his lies are lies." Then there's these ones on page 6, which read, "Let him in and break the seal." And the second one, which reads, "What's fiction and what's real?" And finally, the one on the top left of the page, 116, which reads, "It's all made up." Now, onto my thoughts of this. So now onto my thoughts. I think the quotes that we just read a minute ago are trying to warn the reader, and us, that this book is written by Bill and is meant to be taken with a grain of salt, as it is trying to paint him in a good light. And now onto what I think of the website. I think one of three things will happen when that website counter reaches 0. One being, once the website counter reaches 0, we find out what happened to Gus, and a new Gravity Falls ARG will begin. The second thing I think might happen once that counter reaches 0 will be shown that Bill has now taken control of Gus's body. Or, the third and final thing that might happen is we get some cryptic ass clues, which will be deciphered in about 10 minutes, and then we'll have to wait months to years for more Gravity Falls content. Let's hope it's not the last one.